Welcome back to my channel. Today 1983 1-cent USA coins. Well, today I'm about to change your perspective on that. You might just have a coin in your collection that's worth a lot more than you think. Specifically, we're diving into the value of the 1983 1-cent coin, an unassuming penny that could actually be worth up to $20 million. Yes, you heard that right. Let's get into it. Now, before we get too carried away with the price tag, let's start with the basics. The 1983 1-cent coin, what makes it so special? For most people, a penny is just a penny. But that's where the mystery begins. In 1983, the US Mint produced billions of pennies, but among those, there is a very rare and valuable mistake that was struck. A simple error in the minting process turned one small coin into a massive piece of numismatic history. The regular 1983 penny, which was struck in Denver, has no real additional value. It's made from copper-plated zinc and has the standard Abraham Lincoln portrait on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The face value of this coin is 1 cent, just like any other penny. On its own, the 1983 penny isn't anything extraordinary. But what if I told you there's a twist to the story? A mistake in the minting process led to a small number of pennies being struck using a different kind of metal. Instead of the regular zinc, which became the standard after 1982, some pennies were accidentally struck using copper, just like the pennies made before the change. This seemingly small error turned into a huge opportunity for coin collectors. So, how exactly did this happen? Well, it all comes down to changes happening at the US Mint in the early 1980s. In 1982, due to rising copper prices, the Mint switched from producing pennies made entirely of copper to using a copper-plated zinc core. The new zinc pennies were cheaper to produce, and the Mint hoped that this would help cut costs during a time of inflation. However, there was an issue. Some of the copper planchets, those are the flat metal discs used to create the coins, left over from the previous year were accidentally used to strike 1983 pennies. So, instead of the copper-plated zinc that was supposed to be used, these copper planchets were fed into the presses at the Mint, creating a very rare and highly valuable error. These copper pennies from 1983 are much rarer than the standard zinc version, and as you can guess, they've become a sought-after item among collectors and numismatists alike. Why does the material make such a difference? Well, copper pennies are significantly more valuable than the zinc pennies. Not only is copper more expensive than zinc, but the rarity of these error coins makes them even more appealing to collectors. There were billions of pennies made in 1983, but only a few of them were struck from copper, which makes them incredibly rare. And when it comes to coin collecting, rarity equals value. So, just how rare are these copper 1983 pennies? Well, that's where the mystery deepens. No one knows for sure exactly how many of these copper pennies were actually struck. Estimates range from only a handful to as many as a couple hundred. The truth is that it's incredibly hard to pinpoint the exact number, and that's part of what makes these coins so intriguing to collectors. When a coin's rarity is shrouded in mystery, it only adds to its allure. Because of this, the copper 1983 penny has become one of the most sought-after coins in the modern numismatic world. And while many of the copper pennies were probably melted down or discarded after the minting mistake was discovered, the few that survived are worth their weight in gold, or in this case, copper. But don't think that every 1983 penny is a winner. If you come across one in your pocket change, it's probably a regular zinc penny. The chances of finding a copper one are incredibly slim, but that just makes it all the more exciting if you happen to stumble upon one. Now, let's talk about the real money. How much is this rare copper 1983 penny worth? If you're lucky enough to have one, it's essential to know how much it could potentially fetch on the open market. Most of the copper pennies that are discovered are worth a lot more than face value. While regular 1983 pennies are worth just 1 cent, these copper versions can range in value from $1,000 to $10,000, depending on their condition. But it gets even crazier. If you happen to find a perfect, mint-condition copper penny from 1983, you could be sitting on a potential jackpot. The value of these rare pennies could soar into the millions, specifically up to $20 million, according to some of the most well-known coin experts in the world. That's right, a penny worth just 1 cent could fetch an unimaginable sum at auction or through a private sale if it's the right kind of coin. So, how do you know if you've got one of these multi-million-dollar pennies? The answer lies in the condition of the coin and whether it has been authenticated by a professional grading service. So, how can you tell if you found one of these rare copper pennies? The first step is to examine the metal. A normal 1983 penny will have a shiny, bright appearance thanks to the copper-plated zinc coating. The copper version, however, will have a deeper, reddish-brown color. This color difference is the first clue that you might have something valuable in your hands. Now, the next trick is to use a magnet. Zinc pennies are magnetic, but copper ones are not. So, if your 1983 penny sticks to a magnet, you know it's a zinc version, and unfortunately, not worth a fortune. But if it doesn't stick, that's a great sign that you may have a copper penny on your hands. Of course, the condition of the coin also matters. A penny that's heavily worn or damaged will be worth far less than one in excellent, near-perfect condition. Okay, let's say you found one of these copper 1983 pennies. What should you do next? The first step is to get it authenticated. Professional coin graders like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or the Professional Coin Grading Service can examine the coin and assign it a grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. If your penny is graded in excellent condition, it could be worth significantly more than the average copper penny. Once your coin has been authenticated and graded, it's time to think about selling it. High-value coins like these are often sold at major coin auctions, where collectors from around the world come to bid on rare items. You can also sell them through professional coin dealers or online auction platforms like eBay, where there is a huge marketplace for rare coins. Before you start planning on cashing in, it's important to know how to protect your investment. Rare coins like the 1983 copper penny should be stored properly to prevent damage. The best way to protect your coins is by keeping them in a secure, climate-controlled environment. Use coin holders, like capsules or albums, to keep them safe from the elements and prevent any further wear or scratches. To sum it all up, the 1983 1-cent coin might look like just another penny, but if you're lucky enough to have one of the rare copper versions, it could be worth an extraordinary amount of money. While most of the pennies from 1983 are worth just 1 cent, a perfect copper version could be worth up to $20 million. So, the next time you come across a penny, take a second to examine it, you just might have a valuable piece of history in your hands. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing coin-related content. Who knows? Your next lucky find might just be worth a lot more than you ever imagined. Until next time, happy collecting. Next 2006 5-cent Jefferson Nichols USA coins. Today, we're diving into a coin that's both fascinating and potentially extremely valuable, the 2006 5-cent Jefferson nickel. While many of you might think it's just another coin, today's video will open your eyes to a little-known aspect of this specific nickel that could make it worth up to $20 million. Yes, you heard that right, $20 million. So, if you've got a 2006 Jefferson nickel sitting around in your pocket change, you'll definitely want to stick around for this one. Let's explore the history, rarity, and value of the 2006 Jefferson nickel. Before we get into its value, let's take a moment to appreciate the design and history of the 2006 Jefferson nickel. The Jefferson nickel, first minted in 1938, has undergone various design changes over the years. The 2006 coin was part of the ongoing efforts by the U.S. Mint to refresh the coin's design and celebrate historical milestones. In 2006, the reverse of the nickel was changed to feature a new, updated version of Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's Virginia estate. But what makes the 2006 version so special? The 2006 coin was part of the series marking Jefferson's 200th anniversary of his passing. In this series, we saw the return of the famous Monticello building on the reverse, but with a fresh new perspective. The obverse, or front, retained Jefferson's classic portrait, designed by artist Felix Schlag, but what really stands out about this specific nickel is that in the process of minting these coins, there was an error, a very rare error, that can make a 2006 Jefferson nickel worth an astronomical amount of money. Now, let's talk about the error that could be hiding in your change. In 2006, some Jefferson nickels were accidentally minted with a variety of design flaws. These flaws weren't immediately noticed by most people, making them incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors today. The error in question involves overlapping dies, a situation where two dies, used to stamp the coin, make contact at the wrong time during production. This overlap can create misalignment in the images on the coin, resulting in noticeable design imperfections. But that's not all. The most valuable error nickels from this time are double dies. That's right, some 2006 Jefferson nickels were struck with a double image, meaning that one design is visible slightly offset from another. This can appear on either the obverse or the reverse, or even both sides of the coin. Here's what you should look for: double letters or numbers in the word Liberty or Monticello. The most notable examples of this error come from the Denver Mint. If you have a 2006 D Jefferson nickel with a double die error, you might have something incredibly valuable. In fact, certain 2006 nickels with this error have been known to sell for upwards of $100,000. But don't get too excited just yet. That's not the only rarity out there. So what's the real story behind the 2006 Jefferson nickel being worth $20 million? Believe it or not, it's all about the special, one-of-a-kind coins, the ultimate rarity. If you can find a 2006 Jefferson nickel that has not just the double die, but also one that was misprinted with a missing mint mark, you're looking at a potential game changer. This error is so rare that it could be worth up to $20 million at auction, depending on the condition and provenance. Now, let's break that down. The missing mint mark error is as crazy as it sounds. The mint mark, which usually indicates where a coin was struck, is completely absent. In most cases, it's a mistake that shouldn't happen, but in this case, it did. So rare is this minting error, in fact, that some collectors speculate it could fetch up to $20 million in a major auction. Now, I know what you're probably thinking: this sounds too good to be true. But the fact is, these types of minting mistakes, especially on modern coins, are incredibly rare. That's why some collectors will pay top dollar to own something truly unique like a missing mint mark 2006 nickel. However, the catch is that these error coins aren't easy to find. Most of the time, you won't even notice the errors with the naked eye. So, how do you know if your 2006 Jefferson nickel is worth a fortune? Well, it starts with careful inspection. First, check the coin for obvious signs of a double die, especially in the word Liberty or Monticello. Next, inspect the mint mark area. If there's no D for Denver, you might have found one of the rarest coins on earth, but let's be clear, not every 2006 Jefferson nickel is worth millions. The coins with minor errors may only be worth a few $100s, depending on their condition and rarity. But finding the right one could completely change your life. If you're wondering how to sell these valuable coins, the first step is to get them graded. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC will evaluate the coin's condition and certify its authenticity, which is crucial for achieving top dollar at an auction. Once graded, you can approach collectors, auction houses, or online platforms to sell your coin. Now, while finding a 2006 Jefferson nickel worth millions is a dream come true for many, we have to keep in mind that not all error coins are worth that much. However, the real key to finding a truly valuable coin is understanding the various minting flaws that can happen during the production process. If you know what to look for, you'll increase your chances of coming across an extremely rare coin. Patience, attention to detail, and a little bit of luck can all play a big role in discovering something worth a fortune. Let's not forget about condition. If you find a 2006 Jefferson nickel with an error, it's essential to assess its state. Coins in better condition, those with little to no wear, scratches, or tarnish, tend to fetch higher prices. Coins that are well preserved will look shiny, almost like new, making them more attractive to potential buyers. This is where grading becomes essential. Getting your coin professionally graded can determine whether it's considered in mint condition or just good condition, and that difference can change its value dramatically. A coin in perfect condition with a rare error can easily go for tens of thousands of dollars, while one that's in lesser condition might still be worth hundreds. If you're lucky enough to have a high-quality example of one of these rare coins, it might be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions at the right auction. Some collectors will even compete fiercely to secure these coins, making their value skyrocket. So, keep your eyes peeled for any 2006 Jefferson nickels you might find, whether it's in your pocket change, a coin jar, or an old collection you've inherited. It could very well be the treasure you didn't know you had. Remember, sometimes the greatest treasures are hiding in plain sight. It's all about knowing what to look for and making sure you're checking for those rare and valuable mistakes. And even if you don't find a coin worth millions today, the journey of collecting coins is an exciting one, full of surprises and hidden gems. Thanks for tuning in today, and I hope this video helps you understand the true value of the 2006 Jefferson nickel. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more coin-related content, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Who knows what rare coins we'll uncover next? Until then, happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next video. Next, 1994 1-cent USA coins. Today, we're diving into an incredible story about a seemingly ordinary 1994 1-cent coin. Could this little penny actually be worth millions? Stick around to find out. You won't believe the shocking truth about its value, so, I know what you're thinking. A penny? Worth millions? That can't be right. But trust me, what we're about to uncover might just change the way you look at your spare change. Before we get into the big reveal, let's take a look at the 1994 1-cent coin's history. It's hard to believe, but this simple penny has a rich backstory. The U.S. Mint has been producing pennies for over 200 years, and the 1994 1-cent coin is part of a long tradition. The coin itself features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has been used since 1909. The reverse, however, shows the iconic Union Shield, a design that was introduced in 2010, though it still retains a strong link to earlier iterations. But when it comes to its minting in 1994, the coin's face value was, of course, just 1 cent. Now, the 1994 penny is like most others from that era, common, easy to find, and worth just 1 cent in face value. But there's more to this penny than meets the eye, and we're going to explain why this specific coin is considered so rare and valuable. Some of you might be wondering, what's so special about a 1994 penny? After all, it's a coin that was made in massive numbers, about 8 billion were minted that year alone. So why are we talking about one specific penny worth millions? The answer lies in a rare mistake, or rather, a manufacturing error that turned one of these seemingly ordinary pennies into an object of massive value. You see, the U.S. Mint is responsible for producing all our coins, but even they can make mistakes. One of the biggest errors in 1994 happened when a single penny was accidentally struck with the wrong die, making it an incredibly rare and valuable specimen. This error was so significant that the coin was graded with a much higher value than a regular penny, and it quickly became the talk of the coin collecting world. So, what exactly is the error? Well, it was a result of a rare, double die error, where the die used to stamp the coins had been improperly aligned. This error caused the design on the penny to appear twice, giving it a distinctive look. And this double striking phenomenon is the key to why one 1994 penny is worth big bucks. Now, this is where things get really interesting. A 1994 1-cent coin with this specific error was sold at auction for an eye-watering amount, $91 million. Yes, you heard that right. One single penny, with a minor manufacturing error, ended up being worth more than most of us can even imagine. To put that in perspective, the value of this error penny is higher than the combined worth of most multi-million-dollar homes. And it's not just because it's rare, it's because it's an example of one of the most significant errors in coin history. So, what makes rare coins like this 1994 penny so valuable to collectors? Well, the world of numismatics, that's the study and collection of coins, is filled with enthusiasts who seek out these rarities, not just for their monetary value, but for their historical significance. Collectors prize these rare coins because they're unique and are seen as pieces of history. While the US Mint produces billions of coins every year, these kinds of errors are extremely rare, which makes them highly sought after. And when a coin like the 1994 1 cent with the double die error is discovered, it can send shockwaves through the numismatic world. If you're out there wondering how you can spot a 1994 penny with the double die error, it's important to know what to look for. The key sign is the misalignment of the design. On the obverse, Lincoln's image will appear doubled, especially noticeable on his cheek and eyebrow. The text "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" will also show signs of this misstriking. Check your pennies carefully. Look for the subtle doubling, especially on the major details like Lincoln's face and the lettering. If you spot a 1994 penny with this error, it could be the jackpot you've been waiting for. So, there you have it, the unbelievable story of the 1994 1 cent coin and its value of $91 million. A simple penny that, thanks to a rare minting error, is now one of the most expensive coins in the world. Remember, while this specific penny is one of a kind, other rare coins out there might be hiding in your own pocket change, so don't forget to check your coins. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. Make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more mind-blowing coin facts, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Got a rare coin you think is valuable? Drop a comment below and let us know your coin hunting stories. Until next time, keep hunting for those hidden treasures, and remember, sometimes the smallest coins hold the biggest surprises.